Here we'll be listening to a bit of incel Jesse Lee Peterson. Some guy calls in to blame women for his problems, even though it may just be one woman or both him and the woman for his problems or the problem that he's talking about. Ends up getting divorced, becomes homeless and whatever, but still believes, like all incels believe, that it's the woman's fault. Basically all women.
Adrian is out of Virginia. Adrian, get it off your chest.
Hey, what's going on, Jesse?
All is well, Adrian. How are you?
I've had better days. Can you hear me okay? I'm in the back of the van right now.
Yeah, just stay close to your phone.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, what are you doing in the back of a van?
Well,
God, his shirt itself, it's pretty cringy. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. You know, believing that it's men that makes family, but which in my opinion, for Jesse Lee Peterson, it doesn't make any sense because he believes being with women, having children and such, makes you a beta. So why would he want to rebuild the family by rebuilding men if having families means you're a beta? Instead of, just loving God and everything like he is. Because a true man, according to Jesse Lee Peterson, is somebody that loves God, sometimes everybody, and is a Christian.
working right now, but, I've listened to you for about 8 years, and I appreciate the time, and, at first I didn't like you, but I didn't like it, I didn't understand what you were saying. I couldn't compromise or put it together, in other words.
He probably didn't like Jesse Lee Peterson too much. That was before he had problems with women, and then afterwards he's like, women are bad. Jesse Lee Peterson was right.
I understand.
So I recently started catching on and following this little stuff that you would throw off, the little Scooby snacks, and I said, I'm gonna try that. I forgave my mother. I forgave my father, which I never met.
Forgiving his mother? Beta! Because, if you've listened to Jesse Lee Peterson, forgiving your mother is a beta move. Because that's admitting that your mother has some control over you and caused some problems in your life. Or made you the way you are. And if you think like a woman, you're a beta.
I was doing well. A couple of years back, I met a girl. I'm divorced. I have a son. We talked about that before a few years back now. But I was in a good place. I had my own place. I bought a new car. I went from pretty much living in a one-bedroom apartment. Everything was going well. My son could see the happiness, my dad's kicking butt. He saw me go from nothing to having our own place, 2 cars, starting a small little business.
Right.
And I fell into the trap of the woman.
The trap of the woman. What is the trap of the woman? Finding a guy that you like, hoping, having a relationship and hoping it works out, and then, it not working out, so having a divorce. That is the trap of the woman. That phrase right there shows the kind of hatred that people like Jesse Lee Peterson and his followers have for women, that they're looking to trap men.
I moved in with a woman.
Wow.
Long story short, she kicked me out. I'm homeless now. But I'm working, but I've never stopped working. I have 3 jobs, and I'm gonna lie to you. I think I would have really. I heard some of the guys talking today. I haven't listened to you in about maybe 2 years, and like you said, too much Jesse could be too bad for you, and I felt that way. So I branched off of you. But I saw how easily you can fall into that fallen state. It's so much easier to fall into the fallen state than it is to get out of it. It's so much more difficult. And I want these people to hear this, man, because for about 30 minutes, I touted for 30 minutes to myself, not in front of the woman. I touted to myself. I was thinking of other people to blame, and I heard your voice. Through a commercial, and I said, "Why am I acting like a beta? I'm up in this situation." Exactly. Call me a beta because I am a beta.
Oh, beta. For what? Falling in love with the woman, wanting to have a relationship. That makes you a beta. It just that kind of mindset doesn't make any sense. Why even try being with a woman or anything, or even respecting women? All that means is you're this lower class type of male that doesn't even truly exist. This idea of alpha and beta makes no sense in humans. Really doesn't make sense in most animals, because there is no such thing as an alpha and a beta.
Getting back out of it, but I never stopped working. I'm working 3 jobs now. I'm kicking butt. I should be in my place by January, I think I should save enough money by then. I have a game plan. And I just want people to listen to my story, because a lot of people mock you and they try to make fun of you and they say all this. And I always find it funny how they're not willing to give you a chance or give what you say a chance, and then gamble on themselves and give themselves a chance. Years back, I would have pouted, cried, begged for money, asked for money. I didn't ask anybody for anything. I said, you know what? I'm going to get myself out of this hole because I put myself in this hole. I made these decisions. And you know what's a little...
There is nothing wrong with asking people for help. That is a toxic idea, in my opinion, to be so prideful, or maybe not even prideful, just to think that you can't ask people for help when you need help. Sometimes you need to ask people for help because sometimes you can't do everything by yourself. Sometimes it's impossible to, maybe a lot of the problems is caused by yourself, but as long as you acknowledge that you may be a bit self-sabotaging, asking somebody for help is a pretty progressive step towards fixing yourself and realizing that, you're doing some bad and you need help changing.
Embarrassing, and I had to explain to my son and look him in the eye. That's the hardest part of everything. But he looked at me and he said, and he's only 5, and he said, "Dad, we never give up. We're going to be okay." And I said, "You're right about that, son." And I'm glad, because it shows that I'm showing some leadership in it. And even though I've fallen back, we all take steps back. I believe that.
That's right.
I got to tell people, man, it's not about you trying to change them. It's about them trying to change themselves and believe in themselves. I think a lot of these people that call you, that mock you, don't believe in themselves, don't have the courage to look in the mirror and say I'm wrong, or I'm not, or answer questions honestly to themselves. You always say to know thyself. And I want people to know, and use my example, don't fall into these traps. You had a man just call right now, and I appreciate the time, talking about he's married, having sex with a woman. The hardest thing to do is to say no to sex. It's one of the hardest things, not the hardest, but it's one of the hardest things to do, especially...
because humans, like all other sexually reproducing animals, have sex. Some animals have sex for fun. Humans are one of them, which it releases a lot of pleasure chemicals, as well as it's a way to bond with your partner or partners. So this idea of having sex with women being bad is odd. And I doubt incels like these really want to have sex with other males, because that would be beta.
That's in front of you and always there. The last time I had sex was a while back, but I remember you saying that sometimes you see yourself doing it, and I saw myself doing it, and I said, wow, this is wrong. And I knew then that I needed to start shaping up. This was years.
Oh, wow, it's wrong to have sex with a woman. Wow. there, it's been a while since I don't think I've actually ever heard really of an incel group that actually sees it that wrong to have sex with a woman. I know a lot of incels are just frustrated for not having sex, so they want to force women to have sex with them, but not go to this point of saying, oh, it's wrong to have sex with women. There must be some kind of a closeted homosexual tendencies that these people do not want to admit, probably being that they're Christian and that idea is hated. Jesse Lee Peterson is a far right Christian person, so I can see how he would think being homosexual is evil, but also not being able to come to terms with his own homosexuality and admit that he is. This is probably a reason why he hates females as much as he does, because he wants to try to prove that he's this pretty straight person who doesn't need women whatsoever, because he has a need for men.
Back with them saying how to shape up, and I understand what you say about that now. I get it, because you judge yourself, and you can honestly put yourself in a worse position by judging yourself, and
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. And I want to thank you, man, because I didn't panic, I didn't stress, I'm not worried about it. I'm busting my butt to get myself back on it, and I'm going to do it, and I am. I know I am, because I already know, I'm close to where I want to be at already, but. I wanted to share my story and get it off my chest and say that, not all women are like that, obviously, and, but...
Wow, he's saying not all women. But then why did he say he fell into the trap of women? So he believes all women are like this really bad group of people looking to just manipulate men and put them into this fallen state and just get them addicted to sex and everything. It's extremely crazy. These people are extremely crazy. And they, in my opinion, they need to seek several years of counseling in order for them to actually talk about their feelings and why they are feeling this way. I can understand. The caller is probably just a bit soured at the moment for having a divorce, but you can't blame all women for the acts of one person, just like you can't blame all men for the acts of one guy. Don't let your past relationships influence your future relationships, because you're never going to be happy that way.
It takes a real man to recover from him being down and getting over things. And I appreciate all the wisdom you pass. And I vow to my son and to myself and to God, more importantly, that I will never allow myself to fall in that state again. That I will never allow myself to be manipulated into a position, into a situation that I don't want to be in.
Right on,
I
man.
want to thank you and thank God, and I appreciate everything, all the wisdom you have passed on throughout my last 8 years, and I really hope other men hear my testimony and understand that you got to blame yourself for the positions you're in, the situations you're in. It's nobody.
Oh, blame yourself? Okay, that's good. Then stop blaming women for what she did, because you're blaming women for your own problems. Though at least he can admit that it was his fault what happened, even though he didn't really say what happened besides that he became homeless and got divorced. I kind of feel bad for the kid, because he's going to probably grow up with a tainted idea of women and how to treat them. Though hopefully he doesn't take his dad's behavior to heart, because it would just make one more person that is a bit toxic for society, and we need to get over some of these toxic ideas about women, about men, and about everybody else, because it doesn't advance society. It just keeps us regressive and tries to bring us back into the various quote-unquote traditional ideals of the past, which were extremely toxic back then, and they're extremely toxic now.